What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 13th day of August, and here we are with about 1 hour and 30 minutes left in the day. Sitting here at $3.27, looking like we really are on the verge of seeing new all-time highs, and I'm having a hard time determining what's going to happen next with this thing, honestly. I mean, we take a high to low over here. I like that bounce off the 886. That's a good look right there. That's definitely a good look. You're not really doing too much with yourself today, but that's okay. I mean, whatever. A little spinning top action here is not a bad thing. You can definitely continue moving up to $4 and beyond over the coming days. Something that makes me hesitant is that Ethereum, if we're looking at the ETH liquidations on this Binance OKX and Bybit exchange liquidation map, a lot of longs, a lot of them, piled on like $5 billion in the last 24 hours, and that's more than Bitcoin has had, which is pretty crazy considering Ethereum has like a quarter of the market cap that Bitcoin has. A lot of people are in a position where they could get wrecked if we move down just to 4,500, and we're at 4,700 right now. So, if Ethereum were to move from 4,700 to 4,500, what would that do? Well, it's really not that big of a move. That's about a 4% move. Could XRP move down 4% or more, from its current price? If XRP were to move down 5%, 4% or more, we take out that low. It's very possible that we could see that $3.10, $3.05 area that we've been calling for. A quick little dip before you rip. You get that lower low in this range, and then you start to break out over the coming days, or maybe even sometime next week. I really wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But I could take it or leave it, man. Again, I'm having a hard time with this because there's just so many bullish things going on in the markets right now that there's also, the euphoria and the excitement is getting to me a little bit. It's making me hesitant to be completely gung-ho right now. But don't get me wrong, we are very, very near breaking out to new all-time highs. It could happen. I mean, by the time I make a video tomorrow in XRP, we really could be at new all-time highs. With that being said, I'm still anticipating that we go lower. Again, you've got good things going on here. If we're looking at this trend line coming down here like this, you've broken out of this trend line clearly. You found support on it right here after breaking out. You're finding resistance here at the same area that you found resistance once, twice, 3 times before, even over here, right? And each time, that was a pretty strong reaction. That was a weaker reaction here, the weakest reaction. It's telling me that you do want to reverse here at some point, but again, perhaps what we get is just a little flush out before we start to go higher. Let's see if we can compare this. Right, same kind of idea here, right? You found resistance here before, you found resistance here again, and then up here, and then you kind of flushed out, went below your consolidation range, then you moved up higher, right? Finding resistance here, maybe you flush out, go below your consolidation range, then you move up higher. I could see that happening. I don't know, but maybe you've already done that. Maybe that's what this move was. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI. The RSI does look pretty bullish here, overall. Higher lows, higher highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to the overbought zone, but something, I was going to say something looks different about this area, and it makes me think that you'd want to go down, but I guess it looks pretty similar to what you've done before. We've done this before where we dance around the 50 like this, and then we go lower. We did that right here, and then we went lower. You found support right here at the 50, and you went higher. You didn't really mess with it too much. Here from the downside, you were dancing with it a little bit. I guess you did go lower first, but then inevitably went higher. Little double bottom there, and then you went up, but then down. I don't know. Again, it's very, very conflicting. The 1 hour RSI, if I'm looking at it, it's in a neutral posturing right now, but overall bullish. Absolutely, it is overall bullish. You're getting overbought. You're getting overbought again. You're reluctant to get oversold. You just can't do it, and you seem to be spending most of your time above the 50. But it's a good 50-50 split. It's like bullish but neutral. So let's just call it as it is. Okay, that's what it is. Stochastics, at the moment, they do look bearish because you've come from your overbought area down here, and you've rejected your 50. It would make me think that you go lower. But again, you didn't get into your oversold zone here. You're not getting into it now. You're actually kind of crossing. There's just every bearish thing has a bullish thing paired with it, which is kind of funny. The MACD, I could take it or leave it. I guess it's in a more bullish posturing than bearish. So overall, the 1 hour does look bullish, and then with the price action as well, that would call for higher prices if we're being fair. 4 hour time frame here, Bitcoin just crossed above 123K. ETH sitting pretty at 4740. Looking here at the 4 hour time frame, you have broken out of your bull flag. You're chilling. You're consolidating. The RSI on the 4-hour is a little bit more volatile, but still you do have higher lows with higher highs. I would think that you climb higher. But you're at an area that you found resistance at before here and before here. And each of those times, you went at least to the 40, if not below that, which could call for a little bit of a move down first, right? And again, the 1-hour looks kind of more bullish than the 4-hour does right here. The stochastics are having a hard time getting overbought. That's bearish. The MACD, let's scoop the 0. The MACD looks good, but you got 2 bearish things versus 1 bullish thing. It makes me lean toward the downside. I got a pretzel in my head, Ricky Bobby. I don't know which way to go. If we're looking at this here, maybe on the fibs, let's take a high to a low here. Golden ratio resistance down to the 0.5. It's just whatever I call, it's going to do the opposite, right? I want to call for you to go up. And then you'll go down to $3.05 like we originally thought you would. I'm sticking with the downside, you guys. I'm sticking with it. I think the best thing to do right now would be to give some if-then statements. If anybody's upset or frustrated that I'm indecisive, let's try and get decisive. How about that? Okay. If we get some 4-hour time frames, 1 4-hour time frame even to close above $3.34, I'm wrong. We're not moving lower. We're moving up. You get above 354, it's all over but the gains, right? We're going up to $4 and above. If we do get below $3.16 on a 4-hour closing basis, we will likely go down to $3.05 or somewhere in between 315 and 305, okay? And ultimately, this is what I'm expecting. Back down to the 0.5382 area, probably a lower low relative to this. It doesn't have to be in this line, right? Like, this is what I mean. If you have a trend line here, just because you're getting a lower low doesn't mean it needs to interact with this trend line. Maybe we get a lower low like this, and then that's it, right? We get a slightly lower low than that. It's like a double bottom, and then we find support somewhere in the middle of this range. We don't actually hit the white line. Maybe we do hit the yellow line, but again, we miss the white line there. We get what's called a partial decline, and then we move up. I would think that, being that it's Wednesday, we do have enough time left in the week, Thursday and Friday, to move up. So if we don't make a move between now and the end of this week by Friday, I mean, the end of the week's technically Sunday, but by the end of the week, like the stock market week, if we don't get above $3.34 by the end of Friday, I would say it's safe to consider that we are, in fact, moving back down to like 315 to 305, probably more likely 310 to 305, something like that. And that would line up with a 4 to 5% drop in Ethereum, a 4 to 5% drop in XRP. Again, the main reason why I'm hesitant to just be pedal to the metal bullish right now is a lot of people are, and the liquidation levels on Ethereum are immense to the downside, right? Absolutely immense. So we'll see how it goes. I'm expecting lower prices in case you didn't pick that up in this very conflicting video. Inevitably, though, the short-term stuff, the lower prices that I'm talking about, it's only going to exist. It's only going to happen. It's only relevant for the next week, right? After this week, going into the end of the month of August, we should be seeing prices that are at new all-time highs, 416, 538, even above that. And if I'm wrong, it's only because it happens sooner. Instead of the end of August, it's happening like tomorrow or the next day, right? XRP, when it moves up, it likes to move up at a fantastic pace. Inevitably, we are going to see prices all the way up in the money zone here. That's anything from 1132 to 1637. That's the target area, the ultimate target area itself. I personally do believe that we're going to see this zone here, again, sometime in September. And it'll happen faster than you might believe it to at this point in time. But a little bit of a drop first, a little bit of a shakeout across the board, and then we move up. Okay, that's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.